way that you would do in a cinema. Please do keep your phone switched on. We are now starting to live tweet. If you would like to build your profile, get your phone out of your pocket. Linzi_Boyd, I have Abigail at the front of the room. We are live tweeting. This is the best way of building your profile, by speaking with people that have channels to market, and it will start interacting with you. So I would like to invite you for the next 25 minutes to come and play the fame game with me. I often say to people when I come onto the stage, so who wants to be famous? And typically, who wants to be famous? Okay, so typically at this point, I hear the door go, "Ee," as I'm being rushed off the stage. No, it's okay, it's okay. What I'd like to ask you is, who wants to be known in your industry? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Who wants to be known around the world for making a difference in the world? Okay, so if we are going to play the fame game, what we're really looking for is whatever stage of fame you are looking for, then we are getting you on the ladder to do that. Whether you're looking to be a key person of influence and known within your sector, or whether, like some of you, maybe you want to be David Beckham, you want to be Robbie Williams, you want to be Richard Branson, whoever it is, we're looking at building your profile to get you on the first rung of the ladder. I am a truly confessed bit of a brand geek. I absolutely love brands and love building people's brands. And I left school at the age of 15 and started my first business at the age of 18. And when I had my first business, it was a retail shop in Leeds. And is anybody here from the north of England? Hey, Northerners in the room. So, all right, who remembers Leeds United, Gary McAllister, Gary Speed, Eric Cantona, they were the team. Now, I had one of those footballers' wives work for me in the shop, can you imagine, at the age of 18. And every time the delivery came into the shop, all the clothes literally sold out. And I was like, what is going on here? I mean, I knew that the clothes were good. We had like Replay and Diesel in there. But they literally used to walk out of the shop. And it gave me my first taste of what celebrity and fame could do for sales. And so sold that shop at the age of 20, set up a footwear brand. We saw a gap in the market. And I thought, well, if it worked the first time, it might work the second time. So we were fortunate, we were lucky, I was very lucky, and we sold 150,000 pairs of shoes in the first season. Don't ask me how, I was 21, I've got absolutely no idea how we did it, yet we did it, and we managed to get them in 7 distribution channels all over the world. And so we had people like Robbie Williams and the Beastie Boys and all these crazy people wearing the shoes, and we were like, wow, it's working again, these people are selling the product. And then eventually, at the age of 24, sold the business to Caterpillar. Lucky, I know, it was crazy, and it did happen. And then on that point, I went, what am I going to do with my life now? Okay, let's go and build other people's businesses and other people's brands for them. And 15 years on, we were fortunate enough to work with some of the biggest retailers and celebrities in the market. So we taught people about keeping up appearances and keeping up your profile. So if you're going to be playing the fame game with me today, we're going to look at 4 different areas that if you decide to come on KPI, you will work with. One of the areas is looking at how you show up online. What are you looking at? Is it social media? Is it digital? How are you showing up online? And we really delve into that. We then look at media. We look at articles. What print are you getting? What digital print are you getting? What does that look like? Appearances, speaking on stage, how we can get you to speak on stage, and how you could be a key person of influence in your sector. And then awards, what type of awards could you be doing? And how can you be the person that goes and wins them? Now, you may look at all these different things and go, different people are talking about those in the market. What we look at doing is building it all together into one big plan. The burning question that people say to me is, how do you turn your profile into an asset. Lots of people say, look, you know, the person is the asset and the culture and the people in the organisation, and it all sounds very nice and very lovely, but how on earth are you going to do it? Right? Who thinks that in the audience? Right. So you look at that and we say to people, well, why do it in the first place? Because you're looking for more clients, right? Who's looking for more clients? And you're looking to bring more money into the business. More money. And then also you're looking to attract influencers. So you're looking to get other people to market you and market your brand for you. But really, there's one key element of why you turn your profile into an asset. And that is all about energy. There's two types of entrepreneurs, look, and I am a serial entrepreneur. You heard, for my sins, I've never worked for anybody else. I'd be a right royal pain in the arse if I did, so I'm totally unemployable. And so I know the entrepreneurial market really well. And so there's one side that's over here, and this person gets up on a morning, and they're like, oh, 6 o'clock in the morning, right, must get up. No, darling, can't take the kids to school today because I've got to get to work and I've got to start selling to clients and get some work in the door. So you take the kids and I'll get to work. And then that person's rushing around all day and they're exhausted by the end of the day. And then they're rushing home to get the kids to bed. Don't we all know that one? And then you rush home to get the kids to bed and you manage to get the kids into bed and then the computer pops open again. You continue working until what time? 10, 11, half 11, 12? I'm exhausted. That's pushing the market. That's the person that's there every day and they're having to push the market. There's this other person on this side that's pulling the market. Now this person, let's call him Daniel Priestley for now, seeing as he's not in the room, right? So this person's called Daniel Priestley. Daniel Priestley is married with a child, and he gets up in the morning and says, darling, what are you doing this morning? Would you like to go and have a coffee? So she goes, yes, okay, I'd love that. We'll just drop the child at nursery. So they drop their child at nursery, and then they go to wherever coffee shop it is, and he sits down. He has a lovely luxury coffee with her, and at around 11 o'clock, he decides to open up his computer. And he opens up the computer and is like, oh, I've got 4 clients in. Nick Rixon's asking me to fly to his lovely villa in Mallorca to do a retreat. And he's just been asked by the Times to do a big article. And he's going on BBC to do an interview. And so this person is pulling the market. He's attracting the market to them. If you look at Richard Branson, you'll see that he's got 8.5 million followers. And he's following 3,844 people. One of those being Daniel Priestley. And so what would that do for his business? Well, what happens is if Richard Branson is following Daniel Priestley, he is then able to tap into Richard Branson's network, have conversations with Richard Branson. Now, some of that 8.5 million will then start looking at Daniel Priestley and go, who's he? And potentially start wanting to do some work with him. So look, you heard that I came from the world of celebrity, and we worked with different famous people and understood how to get that fame and bring it into an asset. How to bring these people, like your Olga Koryolenkas and your Alexa Chung and your David Beckham, and get them to work with businesses. And 4.5 years ago, I went, right, let's transfer that knowledge and take it into the world of small business. And let's take all the knowledge that has come out of building these famous people and put them into the world of building business leaders and helping you to build your profile. And we call this Google Fame. So has everybody got a phone? Could you now take one moment and Google yourself? Everybody get your phone out, and could everybody just Google themselves? Put your name in, type your name in your phone and Google yourself. So I recently, at the weekend, got asked to speak at a conference. And we did the same thing. We got everybody to Google themselves. And they Googled themselves. And what popped up was, to the right, we had a breast augmentation surgeon. Not really, but he was coming up on Google. And to the left, We had an American serial killer who was on death row. Now, right. So, and we had the microphone going around the room. It was hilarious. And each person was saying who they were and what they were showing up as. Now, we haven't got time to do that today, but we will get some information later on when you start to play the Fame game. What I wanted to show you is that on Google Fame, there's 3 things that happen. One thing is that nothing shows up. So has that happened for anyone in the room? It often happens in the room where nothing's showing up at all. Other thing is you're showing up as a serial killer, or you're showing up as a breast augmentation person from Canada. And the third one is that within 3 seconds, you're showing up as who you are. You're showing up as your brand, you're all over the internet, and you own your profile. So what we teach people is that you are already a brand on the internet. So you should own your space because otherwise somebody else could own it for you. Now, there's a person and they want to go and work with a big business. And they've worked with Dale and they've got the pitch spot on. And then they've worked with Lucy and they've got the book done. And so they pitch to this person and they send the book. And then they've worked with Nick and he's sorted out all the products. So when he goes into the meeting, he's going to nail it with what he's selling. He goes into the meeting, he has a great meeting with the people. And then he leaves and he walks out of the door. And as he walks out of the door, this very successful businessman opens up his computer like that and he goes, I'll just Google this person and just see if they really are who they say they are. And at that point, as he's walking out of the room, the deal either goes with him or it stays in the room. So what we teach people is on the course, we will teach you how to build your Google fame, how to become a key person of influence on Google. Let me tell you, this is not a social media campaign. This is omni-channel. So this is everywhere and anywhere, offline and online. Wherever you are a brand. We worked with a person and I chatted with him and I sat with him one day and he said, if this is about being famous, I am not interested, Lindsay. And I said to him, well, you're in 13 countries and you've got coaches and consultants in every single country. How many of those people are mentioning you in a meeting? And he went, right. And I went, 1, 3, all of them? And he went, yeah, probably most of them. And I went, well, then how many of them do you think are Googling you and your name? And then let's have a look and Google you and see what's showing up. And so we Googled him and nothing showed up for him. And he recognized that all those countries, they were all Googling his name. So we went out and surveyed a number of different business people and said to them, when you first meet someone, what do you do? So the first thing they said was, we Google them. The second thing they said was, they go on their LinkedIn profile. And the third thing they said was, they go on their website. So if they're starting with your Google and then they're going onto your LinkedIn and then finally they're going into their website, perhaps the marketing budget wants to be shifted to build what we call the brand culture, the people in the organization, rather than the business itself. So you just heard me mention in the last few minutes about you are already a brand on the internet. So if you're already a brand on the internet, let's look at some ways within which you will show up. So one is speak it. If you speak your brand into reality, if you get your pitch right and you're able to speak it, you can create all that content onto videos. 3-minute animation videos, videos pieced to cameras. These are the things that you can then go and send as a sales tool to open up a channel. So speaking it into reality is a key thing to get you going. The second one is be it. You are the brand. So how you show up is integral in every single thing that you do. You heard me say that it's omni-channel, so it's on and offline. So wherever you are, whether you're turning up to an event, whether you're turning up to a meeting, remember that you're the brand. Look it. If you're the brand, how are you dressing? When you walk in the room, people associate you as the brand. So if you want to look a certain way for your business, you have to dress a certain way to be like that. Live it. It's an everyday thing. This is not, oh, I'll be a brand today and I won't be one tomorrow. You may bump into somebody at the shop. So remember, 10-second pitch, 30-second pitch, 3-minute pitch. How are you going to live it? How are you going to live it, eat it, breathe it? And the last one is share it. So if you're going to share it, you heard me just say about Daniel Priestley, who's now friends with Richard Branson. He's built a community, he's built a network. This is the thing that will create the sales for your product. So on the program, you will do 5 things, as I showed you at the beginning. You will look at your online profile, and we will look at how are we building that, what does that look like. And one thing that you could get going today is, on the left, we've written out, you could do 3 tweets, even if you did it in a week. You could do 1 blog post, just something to start it going. The next one is media. So think about, where do you want to be positioned? What is your brand and how do you want to show up? And then Google it. Top 10 journalist in your sector. Google it and see what comes up for you. And then contact the person. We'll do a lot of this on the program. Awards. Thinking about who you can get an award with. Appearances. How, if you have a book, hack your way onto a stage. That means you have your book, you contact the speaker, and you say to them, I will provide you with 100 books if you give me a speaking gig. Film it, send it out, and then all of a sudden, you're a speaker on stage. 5 films, 10 films, and you're a guru. Right? Isn't that how it works? And then the last one is community. So, you just heard me mention, if you build up a community, you're able to sell products through the community. It's called engaged data. People talk a lot now about data and volume data and how it's a massive value in the business. So if you have engaged data, that means that you're able to sell products. Before my book went on sale, I literally sent it through all my Facebook community, and the next day they'd got it #1 on Amazon. I didn't do anything, they did it. And I had like 1,000 people on my Facebook. So this isn't about having huge volumes of data. This is just about having people that are engaged on your network. So if you've all agreed, then how about we start playing the fame game now and we do a selfie live. Now, right? So what we're going to do is, if I do a selfie of you all, Linzi_Boyd, we are going to try and get this trending on Twitter. So I ask each one of you to then share it with the person next to you, or share it with the person in your community. What we're aiming to do is to get it on your Google wall. So when you've Googled yourself, click on images. We're aiming to get this image going live on every single one of your Google fames. So are you ready? Ready? Yes? Right. Everybody get yourself smartened up, sit up in the chair. Come on, smile. This is camera. Right, are we ready? Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for playing the fame game. I am very much going to enjoy coming and working with you all and getting you Google famous. Thank you. I'm giving away 3 books signed for the best question in the room. Okay.
With fame comes the need for reputation management. And I was wondering whether you do a lot of reputation management and crisis comms and all those kind of things.
Good one.
And if so, what are your 3 key reputation criteria that you maintain?
I am, at the moment, I'm doing a lot of cleanups for people. What's happening is that people don't recognise what they're posting up, or other people are posting up for them. And then they're looking online and they're going, oh no, and it's actually ruining their businesses. So there's one particular gentleman that's taken me on, and he's all over the internet, not for something very good, I have to say, at all. And so what we're doing now is we're helping him to understand, how to post and what to do and how to do the cleanup for him. So we do a whole audit of what's gone on online. We then, the second thing that we do is we go, what do you want to be known for? And how do you want to leave people feeling with that? So what is the thing that you want to be known for in the world? And then we start to build up his profile. And it's a slow process it's a 12-month process when you've got something that's so drastic as his, because you're having to clean it up and create a number of different content to be able to push it up. Once you've done the cleanup, you can then go back out there and reposition him in the marketplace. But you have to do it on and offline. This is not just going and doing something on a social media channel. This is about doing speaking stuff. This is about media. This is about all the different elements.
Okay, question, does your company or do yourself help only people who want to build their fame? Or do you also help people who already have the top 10 positions with their name on Google and all of the 5 elements, just to build on?
He gets a book. Brilliant question. Brilliant question. Just got back from Canada. Now get this. I'm just starting working with the #1 guy that's got the biggest page on Facebook. He's getting 1.4 million hits every time he posts up. He woke up one morning and he had 500,000 hits on one picture that he'd posted. And then every time he posts now, he gets it all over CNN News. And he's not making a penny. Not 1 pence. Now, why is he not making a penny? Because he has a number of different endorsement brands that are coming and saying, please endorse my products. Yet he recognizes that he has to put #ad next to everything, which will then devalue his audience. So when you're in that position, you still need to look at the products and the whole product stream that sits behind it and how you can commercialize it. I've also got another lady, an actress, who basically was showing up as a model. And so she wasn't getting enough work because every time they looked at her profile, all they could see was a model, and she needed to look like an actress.
Hi, Linzi.
Hello.
Robin. Hello.
Hi, in the back.
Daniel touched on it at the start about how when you start to kind of have a lot of people getting in touch with you, that you might need to start putting filters in place. But I was just wondering, because I'm kind of getting to that tipping point now where I'm busy and people want lots of meetings. So have you got any tips for kind of filtering out all of that noise?
Get a very good PA. There's lots of different ways of being able to filter out. One is that you just put, we have staff room that you're not then getting all the direct information through. Another one is literally get a virtual PA. And then you choose who you want to work with. And like Nick said, you filter out and then you put your prices up because obviously the price is too low to be able to accommodate what you're doing.
Can we please thank Linzi?
Thank you.